Namaskar, everybody. Yes, start Darbar time again. And I am tonight with none other than the director, the actor, the producer, the scriptwriter, the choreographer. And yes, he is Harshall Kamat. Namaste, namaste. And let our viewers know that how are you? Because we are all excited and we're screaming out loud with your name because the movie is a super hit. Not only a super hit, just won 3 national awards. Yes, we are talking about Sumi, and we are going to talk to Harshal ji about the movie and, of course, about his journey as well. So let's welcome him first. Namaste. How are you?
Namaste, namaste, Raagiiniis. Everything is fine out here. I'm loving my little bit of a tour with this movie. The film's name is Sumi, and we, like you rightly mentioned, we won 3 national awards, and I'm loving the journey. I'm the producer of the film. My dear friend Amol Gore he's the cinematographer and the director. But like you rightly said, I've been doing a lot of directing myself with other projects and writing. That was a lovely introduction. I mean, first of all, thank you so much for such a generous introduction. And looking forward.
Of course, there are so many things to discuss with you. The first thing came in my mind that why you thought to produce a movie with the kids, for the kids. I mean, what you really thought about it? Because we don't really see a lot of movies about the kids, around the kids, or talking about the education system or the social stigmas. So I am really excited to ask you this, that how you really came up with this fantastic idea. Like, was that your idea or how you really adapted?
No, so it was, like I said, it was Amol's idea. And he was interested in a story, and he was trying to, so I happened to get involved in the project by chance, actually, because I've always gotten my inspiration from filmmakers like Majid Majidi, who made a lot of children's films. And whether it's The Kite Runner, Children of Heaven. Also, there is a filmmaker named, senior filmmaker named Mr. Amol Gupte, who made a wonderful film called Tare Zameen Par, if you might remember, with Amir Khan and the kid. Yeah. So I know that watching as an audience, from an audience point of view, watching a children's film, no matter what the subject is, watching a child on cinema perform and portray a particular character brings in a lot of innocence. And that experience as an audience is very overwhelming. I mean, if you even look at a very super hit commercial film like Bajrangi Bhaijaan, where you have that child talking about it, or a film in Hollywood called Pursuit of Happiness, where Will Smith and his son play a very, very important role. So kids have always, engaged the audience. And to answer the second part of your question, why did I want to make such a film? Well, education and encircling education, I feel, is not just a challenge that societies in India are facing, or cities, or rather the system in India, but it's a worldwide challenge with respect to different, different kind of infrastructural travel or other kind of challenges where kids have to either travel long distances or don't get the right kind of education, or sometimes there isn't anything available because of the political scenario in certain countries. So making a film on kids wasn't really the first priority. But when that story came to me, it was so amazing and captivating that I did not think twice. I mean, I did not even think for 5 seconds after I knew what the story was all about. It's the innocence of India and the girl child of India encapsulated within a feature film. That's all I can say about it.
Well, another thing I really feel that it's really amazing because we see a lot of dancers and singers these days, but not actors, like not child actors mostly. So how you really find them? How was the auditioning, and how long it took you to choose those faces for this character?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because see, there is a girl and a boy in the film. Now, the girl is excellent in terms of her articulation, She's excellent in terms of understanding nuances of performance and acting. Not that she's an experienced actor, but some people just have it in them to absorb it. So Amol was quite adamant on having her because he had seen that character in her, and so could I. So we were quite thrilled to have the girl on board. Talking about the boy, so what happens is this boy in particular, and I would like to let the audience know, is actually hearing impaired. So we were not going out to cast him as a hearing impaired character. We made our character hearing impaired because our actor was brilliant in spite of being hearing impaired. तो उसकी liability को उसने अपना asset बना लिया. He made sure that his shortcoming becomes his strength. And that is when we realized we should probably take it and incorporate a character in such a way that we won't have to make him perform without it. So that is why the boy in our film also is hard of hearing and has to use a machine, because our actor is like that. And we were convinced of him only because of the fact that he was extremely malleable. A lot of kids, when they have not performed, उनके पास कोई back story नहीं है, उनके पास baggage नहीं है. So they listen to everything you say. So this boy was also completely blank. So you'll ask him to scream, he'll scream. You'll ask him to cry, he'll cry. He has no knowledge. And sometimes not having too much knowledge so the actor is not overthinking things. He or she is just doing what is instructed. And that is what we found in this boy. And that is why both of them kind of have a great chemistry when they are on screen, where there is a lot of banter and arguments that are happening. And so both these kids have been absolutely amazing. In fact, I would want to say that we won 3 national awards. One is the best feature film. One is best child actor male, and one is best child actor female. So normally you wouldn't want to kind of link the 3 awards, but I would definitely say that we won the best feature film because my actors were so brilliant, both of them. So them winning was inevitable. They should be winning. But we won because of these 2 boys and girls. I mean, this boy and this girl.
I am really honored to have you tonight with me, I can say, because I think the parents who love all this type of different style of performing arts, I do believe that they will be coaching their kids to different aspects, or maybe if they really like acting, I do think that you guys are hearing me or hearing him right, that all he's saying that if you understand that how to take the command or how to really perform in that particular point, yes, that is the major thing, because you do, like, as you just explained, I'm just grabbing that word, that they don't come with the baggages. So I think that is the best part. And I think mostly whoever we see, the actors who are larger than life, I think whenever they sign a movie, they always go in their first day when they walked into the studio, and they don't even remember that who they are or what they're doing or how they live their life. And I really, really, really admire all the people from theater. My pranam to them, because that is the first key of any method acting or any style of acting that you want to learn.
Very true.
So seriously, my pranam to all of them, whoever is starting new, fresh, old. I really don't know a lot of names, but from being from Bengal, we have a culture of theater, and we love to go to theater, and we have people like Utpal Dutt and Badal Sarkar ji and a lot of other people who are really actually rule the theater. So I'm really proud from that land, or from our mother India, that I belong to that land. And to you, my next question will be that how, like, you are from the theater, and then you are from the movies. So now the dimensions are different on stage and on screen, right? So everything changes, shifts. So how you managed here? Suppose this is not a movie, you want to put it on a stage. So how you will really make it happen, or from theater, how will just make it to the movie?
Very good question, because see, all of it boils down to storytelling. Whether you're watching animated films or films on cinema where actors are acting, or on theater, it's about evoking an emotion in the audience. If I want to make you laugh, I can do it through cinema as well as in theater. Now, the difference is not in the final purpose of storytelling. The difference is in a couple of things. Firstly, in cinema, you can try and be a little more adventurous because you have the liberty to try it. And if it fails, you come back and do what doesn't fail, because the failed attempt is never seen by the audience. It's called a wrong take or a not so good take. And then you get a good shot and a good take, and you put that in your film. Theater is exactly the other way around, because you do not have too many options to try and figure out what to do. You can do that before the play starts. But after that, what you can still do is, on a Friday show, you can try one version of it, see how the audience reacts. On a Saturday show, within the ambit of the storytelling and the character and the body language and the behavioral patterns given by the director, you again try something slightly different and see how the audience reacts. And over a period of these live performances in theater, you kind of start understanding this punch is working, this pause is working, this style is working more than the others. So theater becomes an evolutionary process where you're constantly aware and accountable to your audience, be it a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. In cinema, since you're not accountable to the first take or the second take, you're accountable to the best take possible. So that kind of differs. Secondly, Raagiini, what happens is, in theater, the geographical distance between you and your audience is going to be roughly constant. I mean, you can walk up the stage and you can go back, but it's going to be up 10 to 15 feet. You know where the distance is covered is when you start modulating your voice. You can increase your voice and it feels like I'm closer to you. I can decrease my voice and it feels like I'm farther. I can be subtle in my expressions and you start feeling a distance. And I can be over dramatic and it starts feeling like it's in your face. All that is controllable in cinema. That is why I always keep saying theater is a bigger challenge. I am not trying to put down cinema. I've been working in the industry for 25 years. It's a completely different art. But if you ask me, my leaning is towards theater, simply because every day your score is on zero. You could have, on a cricket, if I give you a cricketing example, you could have scored a century with the Friday audience. Okay. The Friday evening audience. On Saturday, the audience fills up again and your score is still zero. The audience comes in, a new set of audience. They don't know what you did last night. They want to be impressed all over again. So you have to go back on stage and do it all over again. Which means if you are good enough, you have to keep staying good enough day after day in your performance. So it's like in cricket, if you score a century, I mean, the next day, your score is still zero. You scored a century last night or in the last match. The next match, you again have to start from zero, do it all over again. And again and again. So you consistently have to keep performing on a level that impresses the audience and keep outdoing yourself, because वो mechanical हो जाता है. कुछ, after a while, it just starts becoming mechanical because you're doing the same thing every day. But to make it sound natural, to make it look natural, that's where an actor needs to stay very, very aware of not making it robotic. In cinema, in contrast, it's about giving out that one great performance where the director says, the cameraman says, you yourself say, you know what, this is it. Put this in the edit. Put this shot. This was amazing. And portraying of that character in cinema becomes difficult because sometimes your continuity is disrupted for a while. So I could be a character who's talking to you, and then our conversation could be disrupted and we will shoot the same continuum, let's say after a week or after a month. And we both need to again be in the same body language, the same state of mind, the same character. We need to look the same after a month. And the audiences will not know because it's juxtaposed against each other so smoothly by the editor that you wouldn't know which shot was shot 2 months after the first shot, or was there like a time gap between the two. So in cinema, it's very important that you remember how you were as that character in the middle of April. And then your director and your production then keeps another schedule in May or in June. And you have to, in June, again recreate those thoughts and that character. And again perform like that. So yeah. That's how the challenge of cinema differs from the challenge that you face in theater.
I agree to that, because a lot of time, like when I was like, I'm still young, but when I was younger. So that time, we used to read a lot, because that time there was not much games or YouTube stuff like that. So a lot of news used to come in, and movie releases were a big deal that time. It was not like in your like palm of your hand that you can just watch it anytime, any day, and you can criticize people that, she's this or he's this. I think that when we grew up, that time, to see someone who is even acting, that was like kind of, oh my God. I mean, because the movie theater, like to go to the movie theater, it was a different, totally different idea. Like we all used to like team up, even for the cousins, or maybe some movie are for the families, like the movies from Raagiiniis Mukherjee ji, yes, and then the movies from Satyajit Roy ji, because like I just grew up in in Bengal, so my movies are sort of in those genres, and so it was mostly like a fun time with your family. What do you think about that?
All look forward to those Fridays, those weekends, whereas something good from Satyajit sir, or something good from Raagiiniis Mukherjee, or whoever else. Yeah. I mean, now I would like to, even 10 years back, I was looking forward to a Rajkumar Hirani film or a Bhansali film coming out. Even 10 years back, we did not have the influence of OTT and digital as much as we have now.
Yeah.
So it is a big thing to go to a cinema, whether it was a mall, whether it was a big cinema hall, a small one, did not matter. You wanted that experience because it was exclusive. So that culture has changed, and we all need to kind of adapt to this new system. I mean, as producers, as directors, as filmmakers, we all need to kind of understand that it's a little diluted, if I may say so.
But at the same time, Harshal ji, at the same time, I think your reach is more, because it was before, just as you say, that it was around that neighborhood or that place. But like suppose if it is in India, so the movie was like used to release in India, not in a lot of places. But now these days, like anyone can watch you from any place. Anyone can comment on your movie from any place, because everybody is really there to, I can say that, to hang out in their weekends or having a good time, like in our phone or laptop or any place, because all we have to do is maybe just go there and watch it. But my thing will be that there is nothing like a movie theater, and you, being a director, being a person with the movie, I know that you will be saying that to everyone to watch your movie in theaters. So there is no exception, I do believe so. So please let our viewers know that they have to go to the movie theater and they have to watch it in the movie theater, because that I can say that how I say that, that moments will be mostly unforgettable, because you are totally engrossed and focused in one thing. Like no one is bringing chai, or no phone is ringing, or you are not like talking to someone and somebody like, okay, chup ho jao, main abhi watch kar rahi hu. So I think that it will be better that if you say to my viewers that watch your movie only on in theaters.
Yes, I honestly really think that the public needs to probably push themselves to go to the theaters once again.
Yeah.
And when I say theaters, I mean both theaters, cinema theaters as well as theaters of the play for live entertainment. I'll tell you what the biggest problem is. Even when I'm watching, something on any of these OTTs, whether it's Disney or Netflix or Amazon and anything else, the biggest problem is the discipline of the audience or the viewer gets sabotaged by the liberties he has to pause, to roam around, to take phone calls. If you send yourself, it's like sending yourself to military school, or like getting up and going for a tennis class or the gym. Once you go there for 1.5 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour at least, you need to work out and you need to be there. If you go to a tennis class, vis-a-vis just enjoying tennis with your friends. So what happens is, going to a cinema hall or going to a theater to watch a play, you are committing yourself to saying, I am going to be uninterrupted in my attention span. And for 1.5 to 2 hours, I will not let the outside life affect me. And I will absorb the product that is given to me. If people can do that at their homes, which is highly unlikely, because वो होने से रहा, वो होने ही नहीं वाला है.
सही बात है.
Somebody will call. You can understand that. So that's why I say you can work out at home and you can go to the gym and work out, and there is a difference. And you can play tennis for fun and you can have a tennis class. You can just kick the ball around in your backyard and you can go to a soccer field and do it. And the same difference. If you really want to grasp and understand the craft and enjoy the moments that the storyteller is giving you, then you need to watch it holistically, because it's meant to be watched together as a 3-hour piece, as a 2-hour piece, as a 1.5 hour, and you don't do anything else but watch the film in a theater. So that is the charm of it. And if people really, do not understand it, unfortunately, and want to be in the comfort of their homes, which I understand, but not everything is meant for the comfort of your bedroom. Some things are meant to be watched somewhere else, where you keep your phone aside, like you said, and keep everything aside and just watch it, the fun of it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. My next question will be that the regional language theater and the regional language movies, sometimes we adapt the stories from each other, right? So what do you think about that? Is that really helping both the industries?
See, if it's a good story to tell, and if it can supersede, or if I may say so, if it can be applicable to all cultures, like a father and a son, and a father helping the son, or a child wanting to go to school, or a farmer trying. So there are stories which are generic, because it kind of relates to everybody. From a corner in New York to a corner in New Delhi, it can hit the right pulse. So if that is happening, then you can definitely convert films from one regional cinema to the other, simply because it's like dubbing an English movie into a Hindi movie, because the Hindi speaking audience should know about that film.
Right.
And in English, if you can't understand it, or if an Iranian film is coming to me with subtitles, the filmmaker is basically just trying to say, this is a story from Iran, but here you can also watch it and it will make sense to you. So adaptation of theater and adaptation of movies from different languages is great, simply because then the number of stories available for filmmakers are so vast and so many. As long as I feel we acknowledge that we are adapting it from another's play or another story. If I take a Satyajit Ray story, tweak it a little and make it my own story, that would be wrong. You take it, acknowledge it as a Satyajit Ray film, as a Shakespeare play. And then say it's adapted from a Hamlet, it's adapted from a Romeo and Juliet, and then you do your own thing. That's fine, because you acknowledge the creator. You acknowledged your mentor. So if you look at it in Indian mythology, it's like Eklavya acknowledging Dronacharya.
Absolutely.
He's not his real teacher, but he's learned from him.
Yeah. I want to ask you that what is your favorite moment in this film or what scene is your really favorite that you love it?
Oh, so there's one particular scene where every time I watch it, so I've watched it as a producer and as the creative director, you have to watch it again and again in edits, in post-production, during dubbing. I have watched it more than 200 times, the entire film. And now I've lost count, because earlier I used to count. After 59, 70, 60, 80, I didn't. After that, I said, forget it. And this was before the release of the film, that I had already watched it 80, 90 times. There is a certain particular scene that happens in the middle of the movie where the mother of the daughter, I mean, the mother of the girl, who is against her getting educated, because she's leaning towards saying, you should get married now. You're already 18, you're going to be 18, you're going to be 19, you should get married. The mother, very slowly, there is a paradigm shift in her outlook. And when society asks her, why is your daughter going to school? And the mother turns around and tells her neighbors, saying, all of you are getting your daughters married. Let me try and educate her. And let's see what the difference is between the two. And that's where you start feeling that the mother of the girl eventually has, changed her stance from saying, no, my daughter won't get married right now. First, let's just get her educated. And when she faces her society, because every time the girl is doing it by herself, she's facing society because she's being ridiculed for it. But when you have the mother, and that's where women empowerment comes in. Because now the mother is by her daughter's side. Right. So that scene really moves me. Because you don't see the mother doing that throughout the film till this point. And there is a remarkable change in her attitude towards the entitlement that her daughter deserves. Yeah. So that's my favorite scene. I mean, there are a lot of humorous and comedy scenes. It's not really a serious film. But there is a genuinely, how do I say it? A genuinely good social message in the film, through all the comedy, through all the humor, through all the great visuals that Amol has been able to capture on camera. There is a message, underlying message that very subtly comes to you without you even realizing it.
Understood. I hope that everyone is watching it and will be watching it only in theaters, the way I really think they will.
Yeah.
So I have one thing I'm really thinking out loud, because we promised to go with the flow. So now my point is, as an actor, I'm just shifting myself a little bit, not you as a director, not as you as a producer, but as an actor, how much do you think gratitude works, or how much do you think someone should have gratitude being an actor?
So the obvious answer to that, and everyone you will ask this to will say, oh, you have to have immense gratitude. Everyone will say that. That's the most predictable answer, because that's the most desirable answer that everyone wants to hear. Everyone watching this show right now would be like, of course, dude, you have to have gratitude, like, say it. But more importantly, if you delve a little deeper into the topic. So I'm also an author. I write books, and I write books not with respect to just stories, but I also write non-fiction. And when I say that, I mean mankind, behavior of mankind, and how human tendencies affect each other. So we need to have gratitude, not just as actors, as human beings, I think, because we have a consciousness to acknowledge our own existence and the fact that you and me are here and we exist. Once you have gratitude towards the world, you can have gratitude as a farmer, as a taxi driver, as an actor, as an engineer working in NASA. Because the fact that you exist should mean a lot to you. Now, to kind of boil it down to this particular stream and profession, as an actor, Raagiini, we get to portray we get to be so many people. We are not just Harshall and Raagiini. On stage, we can be so many people. We get the liberty to portray a bad guy, a good guy, a father, a brother, a daughter, a mother, a romance. And we do that not as Harshall or as Raagiini or as Paresh sir or whoever else. We do it as that character. which means you are existing in so many forms. An engineer in NASA is just an engineer in NASA. But an actor is an actor has been the character of each of his films or his plays. So if he's done 100 films till now, he's been 100 people.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah.
So you've been everything possible, and you're still going back to being yourself. So if the existence of you as a human being singularly makes you full of gratitude, then the measure of this gratitude, where this opportunity or this profession gives you that opportunity to play out so many other people in life, whether it's real life people like a biopic or an autobiography, or whether it's fictional people and fictional characters. It's just brilliant to feel, oh, I am not just me. On a Saturday evening when I put that robe on stage and I go walk and face the audience, I'm a Mughal emperor. I'm a Roman emperor. I'm Julius Caesar. And then once that's over, I'm back to being myself. What an opportunity. What a great chance. It's a chance that you get to do that. It's a chance that you get to be in love with somebody who's completely fictional. And so are you. And in that moment, those two people are together and you've gotten the opportunity to portray that person. So I feel as actors, like I said, the predictable answer is yes. But as human beings, you should have gratitude. And then as actors, you're playing so many other human beings as well. Sometimes you're also playing fictional animals and devils and gods and whatnot. It's just brilliant.
So true. So true. Oh my God, really. So my friends, I know that you really enjoyed our conversation with Harshall ji. And Harshall ji, really, we thank you a lot for giving us your quality time. And I am really happy that you are here. And we really had a nice time together, talking to each other. I think that I made my purpose, or I did what I'm supposed to do. Really, we just want to wish you from the whole team of Star Darbar, Blue Eye Creation, Christian Entertainment, we all want to wish you all the best, because these type of movies we need to have, we need to watch, we need to let our kids, our future generation groom to these level that these are the good movies. Let's watch it. It's not only a dance, it's not only something really comedy that you have to always watch, but something really pure and genuine. That is the real matter. So thank you so much for being there with us. So friends, I have to say goodbye to you tonight because I have to come back next week, same time, same day. Please don't miss Star Darbar. Yes, of course, brought to you by me.